first thing I wish I had done differently in my early 20s is I wish I had spent more time with my personal self, understanding my personality and knowing who I really was. So, my name is Precious. A wife, a mom of two, and a nurse by profession, and I'm exploring this series of learning lessons, sharing my experiences from my life, especially my early 20s, and what I've done differently, learning from my experience, healing through the health process, and discovering myself again. I have previous videos in this series, and this is the first video. If this is a journey you're interested in, please do watch the other videos. And yeah, let's get right into today's series. So yeah, I feel like I spend so much more time paying attention to what people thought about me, like the external definition of who I was, who my parents thought I was, what they thought I should be, what my friends were thinking, what the church people were saying, and what every other person was saying. And I didn't really take our time to ask myself, who are you really? What do you enjoy doing? What do you love doing? What are the things you love to do for yourself? Like who you are. So I just grew up and started saying I was an introvert. I don't know how I became an introvert. I don't know how I arrived at that conclusion. That was what the perception that people just defined me as. And I just took it and ran with it. And yes, I mean, there are lots of personality traits that if I had sat down and studied, I would have been able to discover where I really fit in, my strengths and my weaknesses. But I just said, oh, Precious, you're an introvert, just keep quiet every time. And there's just these misconceptions about people that are introverted, again. So I sometimes right now, like for example, I want to do something and I want to still fit into that definition that people like made out of me. So I didn't really spend more time laying foundation for myself, telling myself, Precious, this is who you are. These are your strengths. These are what you can offer. This is who you really are. These are the things you enjoy. See, now I don't even have hobbies. Apart from writing and cooking, I don't have hobbies. And I feel like I got this cooking hobby from like just being the firstborn, which is, relative to my responsibilities as a firstborn daughter in my tradition. And then writing is just the only thing I know that is like from within. I didn't really like spend time. I don't even know the games I like to play. I didn't really have a childhood because I didn't have a sibling very early. So I was forced into adulthood like just like that. I wasn't allowed to like go outside and socialize that much because of some environmental factors. So I didn't really explore myself to understand who I was. And this is my message to you. If you're early 20s, spend time on yourself. This is time to be reading books, making researches, understanding who you are, knowing who you are. Don't always depend on what people say you are or what people influence you to think about yourself. Find out for yourself who you are. What do you really like? What are things you enjoy? What can you give out? What positivity do you bring? Understand your own energy, vibe and develop your own energy, and don't just take others' definition or the external definition of who you are. So yeah, I got external definitions of what people thought I was and I just ran with it. I didn't spend time, I didn't give myself that grace to spend time with myself, within myself, and really understand who I was. And that really hurts my self-worth and my growth process, because now that I'm going back to now understand who I am, because I feel like my whole life is just filled. I feel like my early 20s, I just lived a lie because I was just trying to please people, trying to fit into their shoes. And now I'm now trying to find myself. So save yourself that stress and spend some time with yourself. Spend some time with God and the Holy Spirit and really, really understand who you are, what you enjoy, and what rocks your boat.